I've made it clear that I'm not exactly Ubisoft's #1 fan, especially when it concerns For Honor.
We had a good thing, you stupid son of a bitch. We had
killing animations.
We had
Hyper armor on shop.
We had everything we needed. It all ran like clockwork. You could have shut your mouth and made as much money as you ever needed. It was perfect.
I'm a harsh man, however, I'm not a monster. I'll give credit when credit is due. This new testing grounds absolutely slaps, boys. There's a lot to unpack in this update, however, the standout for me was the Valkyrie rework. Now, I've only had a short chance to play it firsthand because I'm a busy man. Your mother is an absolute man-eater. She keeps me on my toes. Valk has always been my favourite Viking. She's a Drengo with a brain, a methodical hunter. So I just wanted to share my quick thoughts because Ubisoft finally did something good in For Honor. I just want to give you a little context. Valkyrie was my original main back in year 1. She was an absolute monster of a sleeper pick before the Dark Times, before the Wu Lin Empire. The Marching Fire update unnecessarily reworked Valkyrie, and to be honest, she was never really the same for me. Presently, as she stands, I think she is quote-unquote balanced. However, she has become incredibly less viable with the direction the game has taken, and she is just sort of fallen behind. It's just a fucking pain to play her, basically. A rework was much needed and deserved. Her chain bash was so slow even a dead horse could react to it, same for the sweep, and with no unblockables or undodgeables, you just had to sweat like a weeb in a nursery. Come at me, I'm ready. And to be honest, I thought if they just spread up the sweep and the bash a little bit, that probably would have satisfied me. Oh no. Just when I thought Ubisoft couldn't be any dumber, they just go and do something like this and totally redeem themselves. Okay, maybe not redeemed, but this is the first beat in their redemption arc. It's like when Jaime Lannister realised maybe shagging his sister is a bad idea, you know? I mean, eventually they're going to screw it up and ruin their character development, but there's hope for now, you know? I think this rework is solid. As it stands, she doesn't feel broken, but feels like she can keep up with the new characters. Now, I'm not going to go super in-depth because I'm casual and also thicker than pig shit, but there's a few elements I wanted to give my thoughts on. The first of which being the bash change. I found this to be a surprise, to be sure, but a welcome one. This makes a lot more sense than just speeding up the shield crush and having it behave like every other chain bash. It feels a little bit more unique. I know all guards aren't new, but I like how they repurpose the shield tackle instead of just scrapping it completely. I thought the back dodge animation was cool, but it didn't really have like any practical use. And I can see why it had to go, because if you could jump forwards and backwards into the all-star, it would just be too much, kind of like Warden's old shoulder bash. I also really like that they've given like a dedicated follow-up attack for the bash. One small criticism I have though is a bit of a nitpick. I wish it was more of a thrust than like a slash, but that is just me being picky. Which feels strong but balanced. It's nice to have a balanced Viking character with some solid actual changes without it feeling cheap. The main points I've seen whinging about the rework was the damage on the shield tackle punish. Now 20 damage does feel like a lot for a bash, but it's like high risk, high reward. Given how many dodge attacks there are, you can just guard break her out of the stance. It doesn't have many unique features compared to other all guards. You can just counter it if you use your brain. Big ask. No. Also, Valkyrie is a hybrid with 120 HP, I believe, so the same as characters like Orochi, Aramusha, Peacekeeper. These are all assassin characters that can melt you in a 1v1 pretty quickly if you're not careful. And this sort of links to a large point I make quite a lot about characters having strengths and weaknesses. If a character has less health, then yeah, they should have more damage to counter this. One of the other points I've seen against this rework is, the sweep's too quick. I'm not being funny, it's been dropped by 100 milliseconds, and I don't know if you noticed, but the game hasn't been reaction based for quite a long time. Like, if you've seen all the other heroes and reworks, man. If you want to talk damage, let's talk about that tiandi kick punish, eh? No more cocaine chip suppers for Bruce. Finally, I'm sure there's some like die-hard Valk mains fans out there just screaming right now because they don't think that she should have been changed because you just had to try harder with her to win. And this is true, but I mean, I could beat you in a trial by combat with an arm tied behind my back, okay? It would just be a lot easier if I could use both hands. That doesn't make any sense. What I'm saying is, don't be afraid to dream a little bigger. So yeah, I just wanted to do a quick one on Valk's testing grounds. I think there's a few things that could be ironed out, but overall it's very nice. It's a move in the right direction. Evil Precursor being like, Ubisoft did good. Don't worry, Ubisoft's slander will resume as normal next week. So in summary, I liked it. It made me feel alive. I was happy while I was playing it, which is something that doesn't really happen in this game anymore for me. So I'll end it on a positive there. That Yum dodge attack does look fucking awful though, I'm just saying.